President's rule in Delhi. As Arvind Kejriwal awaits the top court's order on his bail plea, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi faces another crisis. The Delhi BJP writes to the president, asking for president's rule in Delhi, citing a constitutional crisis. BJP claims Delhi governance paralyzed.
महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी से मिला था और हमने उनको एक ज्ञापन सौंपा था और उनको दिल्ली की वस्तुस्थिति के बारे में अवगत कराया था कि किस तरह से दिल्ली में गवर्नेंस पैरालिसिस है.
AAP calls this revival of BJP's old sinister plot.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी का एक ही काम है, चुनी हुई सरकारों को गिराने का काम.
Claiming BJP always wanted to topple the Aam Aadmi Party government.
मोदी जी को तय करना है कि उनको 4 महीने के बाद दिल्ली विधानसभा का चुनाव हारना है या 4 महीने पहले दिल्ली विधानसभा का चुनाव हारना है.
The president has now forwarded the plea of the Delhi BJP to the Home Ministry. The ball is in the Home Ministry's court.
जो मेमोरेंडम था उसको सेक्रेटरी होम के पास भेज दिया गया है उचित कार्रवाई के लिए.
Delhi elections less than 6 months away. Is president's rule a possibility in the capital? Top focus on To The Point this evening.
All right, so that's the question that we posed this evening on To The Point. Good evening, I'm Preeti Choudhry. President's rule, is it sheer posturing or could it be a possibility? Well, right now it looks like just posturing, and the Aam Aadmi Party practically milking it by saying this was the plan all along, to get in through a backdoor entry and try and gain control over the governance in Delhi. Let's cut across to our panelists this evening. Joining me is Sanju Verma, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party; Onika Mehrotra, National Spokesperson, Congress; Akshay Marathe, National Spokesperson, the Aam Aadmi Party. Akshay Marathe, the fact is, the BJP state unit has a point. They are saying governance is an abyss. There is no work going on. The Aam Aadmi Party continues to blame the centre or the LG. The Chief Minister is in jail. Of course, his bail plea could be coming up as early as tomorrow, the reserved order. But ultimately, the state is fit for president's rule.
Preeti, I think in the last 10, 15 years or so, any person who has been following politics has seen that the Bharatiya Janata Party's only skill in politics is to topple elected governments when they're not able to win elections. We can see in state after state that has been won by an opposition party. The BJP will first try to buy the MLAs of the opposition party. Then they will use their governors to scuttle governance. In the case of Delhi, they even arrested our ministers so that in the hope that this massively popular elected government will fall once Arvind Kejriwal ji has been arrested by the Bharatiya Janata Party. But that's not what happened. The BJP failed in all its attempts to topple the Delhi government, the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi. So now that they have failed at doing everything possible, what else can they do but go to the president and beg, ki please dismiss this government because we have no hope of winning in Delhi. This is the reason, Preeti, that in the last 30 years, the Bharatiya Janata Party has not won even one state election in Delhi. 1998, 2003, 8, 13, 15, 20, it's been 6 elections almost now that the BJP has failed to win the hearts of the people of Delhi. How will they win hearts? If all they know is to topple elected governments, how will they win hearts of the people of Delhi? So I would urge the Bharatiya Janata Party that you come on the field of pitch of politics, you come and tell the people what you would like to do for them. You compete with Aam Aadmi Party's education, healthcare, water, electricity promises, and tell the people of Delhi what you would like to do instead of running to your Akas and asking for, begging them to dismiss an elected government.
All right, Onika Mehrotra, it'd be interesting to know where the Congress stands on this, because when it comes down to the Delhi elections, you're hoping to go up against the Aam Aadmi Party. Do you think that there is governance in Delhi? Do you stand by your ally on a national level? What side of the divide is Congress?
Preeti, the point is that in Delhi, it's been a long drawn tussle of a blame game tactics, you can say, between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, because even in the MCD, you name it, the tussle is on, and you name it in the Delhi government itself. So the end product is that the people of Delhi are suffering. The basic issues of water, as you saw how much the crisis was there during the rainy season, or the water logging, or other parameters which are actually suffering. So the BJP is also, a typical style of, hampering elected government. That's their patent style. They've been doing that. They've been successful many places. Maybe they are trying the same tactics here. But having said that, Preeti, yes, the Delhi government has to work. You see, we might be...
So, Monica Mehrotra, let me ask you this question. Is the Delhi government working or not working?
In various parameters, it isn't, Preeti. That's a fact. Let's not hide behind anything, even if we are partners for a common cause. But when it comes to a particular state or a union territory or a capital where the arm is there, you actually see work not being moved. And we've been on the street also. So we must...
All right. So, Monica Mehrotra, let me ask you a follow-up question. Should President's rule be imposed in Delhi?
I think, ma'am, since they have so much of MLAs, they should all start working. What is the need of president rule? They can all start working. Yes, if they don't, if they fail...
I'm sorry to put you on the mat, but let me again ask you this question. Does the Congress stand by what the BJP state unit says, that there's a governance abyss and president's rule is a must? Correct or incorrect?
That's no alternative to it. Is that the way forward? I don't think so. Why the tussle between the LG and the elected government? It shouldn't be. Having said that, the government which is elected should be seen working. So you see,
Monica Mehrotra, I don't, okay, my sympathies lie with you today because it's a tough call to make in terms of what side of the divide that you stand on. It's evident with you because at one end, you are criticizing the BJP, or on the other end, you're trying very hard to attack the Aam Aadmi Party. But I want to bring in Sanju Verma, and I'll go back to Akshay Marathe on this. Sanju Verma, I'll tell you why many would think it's a little bizarre that the BJP state unit is asking for president's rule. And I will quote nobody else but the Supreme Court on this. The Supreme Court on the issue has made it very clear that president's rule can only be imposed if there is no other option. The position was read that such a measure should only be considered when all alternatives of governance have been exhausted. That really isn't the case, Sanju Verma, where the state of Delhi is concerned. In all probability, if we look at precedents, Arvind Kejriwal will walk out on bail any day.
Preeti, thanks for reading the Riot Act out to me in terms of what the Supreme Court's stance on president rule is. I just have this to say. I will come to what you've said because that's a very pertinent point you've made. First and foremost, let's get this very, very clear. That, I was listening to the Congress spokesperson. There have been about 106 instances in the first 67 years of post-independent India. 54 years it was the Congress that was in power. 106 times president's rule was imposed, or Article 356, or governors were sacked for no rhyme or reason, out of which 93 times it was Indira Gandhi who sacked governors and imposed Article 356 with rabid impunity. So I think, for the Congress or anybody from Rahul Gandhi's darbar to sit here and wax eloquent about how, hum constitution or samvidhan ke karta dharta hai, that's a whole lot of balderdash. But I'll just come to Delhi. I will come to the Supreme Court verdict, but Delhi is a very specific case. You know that, Preeti. It's not just another union territory. It's not just another city-state. It's the national capital. So the Delhi Administration Act of 1966, the GNCTD Act of 1991, and the NCT Act of 1993 clearly say that the Chief Minister, the incumbent Chief Minister, and his cabinet have to be physically present at all times to take key administrative decisions. Now, Arvind Kejriwal, for about 4.5 odd months, has been sitting within the confines of Tihar jail. Forget about Supreme Court, forget about Delhi Administration Act, forget about the GNCTD Act. Tell me purely from a commonsensical point of view, the incumbent chief minister is cooling his heels behind the four walls of a prison, and you expect that Delhi will have proper resource allocation, balance sheet of the NCD will be filed on time, various units will function seamlessly. That is not happening. That is the reason you see Saurabh Bhardwaj and Atishi, between the two of them, they have more than a dozen ministries. Accountability is something that is alien to Atishi. Accountability is something that was alien to Kejriwal. And accountability is something that is also alien to Manish Sisodia. And this is the party which said, hum par yadi ek aarop bhi lagega, you know, Caesar's wife should be above suspicion. हम पहले कुर्सी छोड़ेंगे, बाद में न्याय मांगेंगे. यहाँ तो न्यायपालिका has refused to give bail to Arvind Kejriwal repeatedly, but ये कुर्सी से चिपक कर बैठे हैं.
All right. Okay, you know, Sanju Verma, as I bring in Akshay Marathe, I'll also point out, because you pointed out various sections in terms of Delhi being a union territory and part state now because of you know, if we go back in terms of the history of the state. But having said that, or the, you know, the union territory comes state. But having said that, Sanju Verma, there is also precedence that nowhere can a chief minister who is in jail facing trial can not work as the chief minister of the state. This is something which the court has also stated and which is something that has been the legal defense of Arvind Kejriwal. But Akshay Marathe, there is no denying that to have, you know, you've had Manish Sisodia who's only come out a week ago. You've had the chief minister in jail. You and I both know there are important administrative work which is completely in limbo today because there is really no one to go ahead and push the paper on it because Arvind Kejriwal cannot pass any orders while he's in jail and everything else remains the same outside.
Preeti, let me give you an analogy. Arvind Kejriwal is the star batsman of Delhi who's loved by all the people of Delhi. And BJP is that bowler who cannot get Arvind Kejriwal out. So what do? They take his bat away and then they say, oh, he should now be disqualified. He doesn't have a bat, he cannot play. But he is the best batsman there is. The people have asked him to bat for Delhi. He is Delhi's chosen captain. So the Bharatiya Janata Party cannot decide on behalf of the people of Delhi who will bat for them. They have the elections coming up in just 4 months. I challenge them. You wait for 4 months, you go up in the polls and you fight fair and square against Arvind Kejriwal's popularity and try and defeat him. Why are you using these backdoor methods to topple an elected government? Isn't it fair to say that we are in September now? The elections are in February of next year, Preeti. Why doesn't the BJP have the patience to actually go up against the Aam Aadmi Party? Because they know that they will lose. The last time they won only 8 seats. This time, I suspect the way they have gone after Arvind Kejriwal, I suspect they will not win even 1 seat. That is the halat of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Delhi. And that's why they are using these cowardly tactics to try and pressurize him to resign, to try and topple the elected government. You please ask Ms. Sanju Verma, under what condition set by the Supreme Court has the BJP asked for President's rule? Just name one condition. What is it that justifies?
I'll come to Sanju Verma. I just want to bring in Onika Mehrotra. Onika Mehrotra, once again, you know, it's a precarious position where the Congress comes in on this. You'd want the Aam Aadmi Party to go because you say they are not performing. However, you want to stand by the Aam Aadmi Party. Which one is it?
Ma'am, see, it's evidently clear, Preeti. Please understand one thing. If you see the work which is being done, yes, there are a lot of lacunas and the work is not at a space which the Delhi people should be actually getting. There's no denying on that. But having said that, it's elected government. It's their responsibility to work accordingly. But just falling behind a rule, as Sanju was saying, Rahul Gandhi's team and blah, blah, she goes behind that. I mean, they don't know that they themselves are so a lost case now. People of India are absolutely now brushing them off every stage that we're going to elections. But, you know, BJP has that habit. You see, it's the Chal Chaitra Chehra. In Goa, in other states or other places, they have done that. So is this the way to get a government? Or why don't you fight? Come out. Elections are just 6 months away. You should have done that at the beginning. You should have not allowed the people of Delhi to suffer. In MCD also, ma'am, look at the chaos they have created. So this is what is happening between the two of them. On one hand, I repeat myself, on one hand, the Aam Aadmi Party should realize its responsibilities. They've got a huge mandate. Can we deny that? We can't deny that. Even if, you know, Sanju might say whatever she feels like. But this is the ground reality. And then they're not performing. So it's their loss entirely. So if is BJP trying to take advantage of the situation? then I'm sorry, this is not the right way. Come out and contest and elect.
It's
and
not
find
the
out
right
who
way because Anika Malhotra, you want to take advantage of that situation and you don't know how to maneuver this political landmine because you don't know, the kind of political language that needs to be used.
No, Preeti. For 15 long years, Delhi was ruled by Congress.
Okay.
And look what wonderful work we did. And people are remembering
I'll come back to
now
that.
also.
Anika Malhotra, I'll come back to that. Sanju Verma, to pull you in on this, there's a point that Akshay Marathe is making. Because if you look at Vijender Gupta's statement, ma'am, even you will be confused, Sanju Verma, because at one end, Vijender Gupta says that it is because the chief minister is in jail. Then he says it's actually a reflection of the last 10 years of no work of the Aam Aadmi Party. Please tell us why is the BJP unit asking for president's rule?
Okay, I just have a couple of very quick points to make, Preeti. You set the tone of the debate by reading out the Supreme Court verdict. And the very Supreme Court, आज हर कोई Supreme Court को endorse कर रहा है. That very Supreme Court set up the Sarkaria Commission. The Sarkaria Commission came out with its report in the mid-1980s. The Sarkaria Commission rules and the famous S.R. Bombay versus the Union of India judgment of 1994. These are the two most defining judgments when it comes to whether president's rule should be imposed or not, how center-state relations, including center and Delhi, should be governed. So I think if you look at these two, Article 252 of the Constitution is the other defining article which says that it is the prerogative of the governor or the lieutenant governor, as the case may be, to send a report to the president, post which it is solely the prerogative of the president to decide whether president's rule should be applied or not. And the Supreme Court can only undo that if it is bad in law. Article 252 is very clear. The Supreme Court cannot enter into the domain of the legislature or the executive, like the executive cannot encroach upon the domain of the judiciary. So Akshay Marathe can have that big wide grin on his face, but for all your smirks, let me tell you, please go and educate yourself on Article 252, then you and me will have a sane debate. As for Akshay Marathe saying, BJP,
you are not
let
the
her
lawyer.
finish. Akshay Marathe, allow her to finish, I'll come to you.
Yeah.
Yes, please
Preeti,
go.
I did not want to, make this a tu-tu man, but unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. Let me tell Akshay, Delhi Lok Sabha 2024, you guys said, इस बार 7 सीटें तो छोड़ो, BJP will not even win 1 seat. We still had a vote share of 54%. We still managed to win all the 7 seats despite a 24% vote share. What was the Aam Aadmi Party and Kejriwal scorecard? A big duck, a big zero. Punjab, which is supposed to be your bastion and your strongest point, वहां भी मुश्किल से 3 लोकसभा सीटें मिली हैं. इसलिए don't sit here and give भाषण. Your Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi, your Kejriwal and Rahul Gandhi campaigned for Kanhaiya Kumar. He was yet defeated by Manoj
I'll come
Tiwari.
to you. Let her finish. Okay, fine. Point made. Akshay Marathe, please come in. You wanted to come in for a rebuttal. Anika Malhotra, let him finish.
All this rhetoric aside, I just heard Sanju Verma ji say that the lieutenant governor and the president are well within their right to decide as they please based on their own, judgment. They're free to decide. I hope that the BJP doesn't use Ms. Verma as their lawyer.
I said based on Article 252.
Okay,
how can you allow him to misquote me?
All right. Okay, please don't misquote her.
252.
Akshay Marathe, please don't misquote her. Okay,
I
ma'am,
said
1
Article
second.
252.
Ms. Verma, 1
hope
second.
that-
Mr. Marathe, make your point. 1 second.
hope-
Okay, Mr. Marathe, please make your point.
I hope they don't use Ms. Sanju Verma as their lawyers because they will suffer very badly. in the
Akshay,
Supreme-
please.
No, don't heckle. Okay.
Supreme
Ms.
Court
Verma,
will
don't.
have
Let
to-
her finish.
will
I'll
have
come
to-
back to you.
I said Article 252.
Okay, can I get,
I
okay,
said Article
Akshay
252.
Marathe,
Educate yourself.
Akshay Marathe, Ms. Verma saying you're trying to misconstrue with what she said, but please make your point. Please do not interrupt him, Ms. Verma. Go ahead, Akshay.
Okay, I just want to bring back the debate to the point. The point is that if the BJP believes that they are on a strong footing, she just told us how they won 7 seats in the Lok Sabha, which happened just 3 months ago. Now the next assembly elections are only 6 months away. So why is the BJP so impatient and they cannot wait for even 6 months? If they're so confident that they won 7 seats in the Lok Sabha election and they want to repeat their performance in the assembly election, then why are they going after president's rule? That's a very simple question I've been asking for this whole time. That if you're so sure that you are going to win, if you're so confident that Aam Aadmi Party has done badly and people don't support Aam Aadmi Party, then come to the election, face us and defeat us. But until then, why are you crying on the sidelines? begging your masters in the central government to dismiss the Delhi government. How is that fair in a democratically, functioning system? The BJP needs to respect democracy. They need to respect the will of the people.
This can't be a monologue.
It's not, ma'am. Every one of you is getting equal time. You've actually got 2 minutes more. And it's a very good idea. I think from next time, we're going to have a timer on this debate. But Anika Malhotra, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I wanted to say, technically, Sanju might be on the right track. Technically, they might be using all the clauses. No two ways denying that. But the point is, BJP at this juncture is a very scared and a very weak and a very fragile party. You see, they are petrified and scared because they're losing in almost all the states. So they want to take advantage of whatever is happening. But as I said, 6 months down the line, as are the elections. Let's play it fair. If you're so much champion for the Delhi people, let's play it fair in 6 months.
May I?
Okay. You know what, Sanju Verma, both of them, Anika Malhotra and Akshay Marathe have one point, and I'm sure a lot of people will agree with that. The Congress is going to take on the Aam Aadmi Party. They are not asking for president's rule. They are saying we'll face you on the political field. We'll fight this election and we'll prove we are better than you. People want us. Why take the backdoor entry of president's rule, which could actually work against you and create sympathy for a party? Why do that?
Preeti, I have one grouse today. You know I love coming on your debates. I have noticed that if any of us misquotes a fellow panelist, especially on such an important point, you're quick to interject and say, Sanju Verma, don't misquote XYZ. Today,
Ma'am, I did exactly that. I did exactly that. I said,
no, you are just saying Sanju Verma is saying this. Did you not hear me talk about Article 250?
One second. Miss Verma, I told Akshay Marathe, you are trying to misconstrue what she said. That's it. He was told. Now, please make your point.
Yes, I'm making my point, and now I don't want to be heckled by the Aam Aadmi Party because please maintain the same yardstick for BJP. Thank you, Preeti. You know, let me make one thing very clear. Yahan baitkar, you know, why is the BJP scared? President's rule laga diya hai kya? We are having a debate. Do television debates decide what President Draupadi Murmu will do? But let me make one very, very important point. And that important point is this, Preeti, that the Delhi 6th Finance Commission, as per Article 243 of the Constitution, should have been established a year back. That has not been established. MCD's resource allocation is pending because the CAG's 11 reports.
These 2 points, you know, I need to. These 2 points are credible.
Point is this. Can I finish, Preeti? Can you stop heckling me?
Ma'am, quickly, I don't have the time. I need to get a rebuttal. Quickly make your point.
Let me just quickly say this. Let me quickly say this. That fine President's rule nahi lagega. Table all the 11 CAG reports. Ensure that the Delhi 6th Finance Commission is constituted and make public the balance sheets of the Delhi government for the last 2 years, which you've not done.
It's about blaming the BJP and then saying that the BJP is responsible for everything. Why should people suffer in the bargain?
I want to set the record straight. Sanju Verma ji said that the debate is not going to decide President's rule, but the BJP's own delegation today has demanded President's rule. So is the spokesperson of the BJP coming and telling us today that she does not agree with the BJP's official stand? Is Ms. Sanju Verma saying today that Vijendra Gupta ji, who went to President Draupadi
Murmu, you're shifting goalposts. Now answer the question.
Is she on the record saying that she disagrees with her own party?
Administrative
Is she disagreeing with her own party?
One second, Akshay Marathe, if you want to get into a Sanju Verma versus Akshay Marathe, this is not the platform. The fact is, she's made 2 points. Answer that.
Yeah, I'm answering her point. She said that she doesn't think President's rule should be imposed in Delhi. So then is she going against her own party's official stand today? Is that what we should take out of this? That now that she's on the back foot, she's not able to answer the question.
I'm not able
to tell us why she will not fairly tackle the Aam Aadmi Party in the election. So now she's backing out of her own party's position.
Okay. Well, I just want to, it's a hard cut. We've given equal time. Thank you, all 3 of you, for joining us. But one thing is very clear. Right now, the president has forwarded the petition or the plea by the BJP state unit to the Home Ministry. The ball is in the Home Ministry's court. Is this posturing? Is this possibility? We'll know soon. Right now, looking more of posturing. What does it really mean? Well, right now, in all probability, all eyes on Arvind Kejriwal's reserved bail plea order.